of Statistics in the Department of Statistics, College of Physical Sciences, COFIS, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta FUNAAB, Professor Olaniyi Olaiwola, has called on policymakers and institutions in Nigeria to urgently integrate predictive statistical tools into national planning, cautioning that reliance on reactive governance could hinder the nation's progress in an increasingly data-driven global environment. Professor Olaiwola made this call on February 11, 2026, while delivering the university's 108th inaugural lecture titled "From Sample to Solution: Harnessing Statistics for Evidence-Based Public Decision-Making in the Data Age." He presented data as strategic instruments for sustainable development, social transformation, and informed governance rather than mere numerical records. Describing the lecture as a reflective account of his 3-decade academic and research journey, the inaugural lecturer observed that although Nigeria generates substantial volumes of data, much of it remains underutilized. Drawing from practical case studies, he demonstrated how adaptive sampling designs, model-based estimators, and spatial analytical techniques have provided solutions to diverse challenges, including public health crises, fertility pattern analysis, agricultural forecasting, and institutional strengthening. According to him, the persistent gap between statistical evidence and policy application can only be bridged through clear communication, interdisciplinary collaboration, and strengthened institutional trust. Professor Olaiwola therefore presented targeted recommendations to government, academia, and industry. He advocated the restructuring of national development planning frameworks to incorporate predictive statistical models such as spatial regression, Bayesian adaptive sampling, and time series monitoring to enable proactive risk management. In the area of public health and survey methodology, he called for improved data collection systems that enhance response efficiency while reducing operational costs. He also recommended that environmental exposure studies involving children and vulnerable populations be institutionalized, with findings translated into practical interventions at school and community levels.
Environmental exposure study involving children and vulnerable groups should be routinely conducted, with findings translated into school-based and community-level intervention. Universities should deploy predictive analytical academics to identify students at risk of failure early and implement targeted intervention. Data from aviation monitoring system should be archived and analyzed longitudinally to support predictive maintenance and risk prevention rather than periodic compliance check alone. Locally available agricultural resources should be scientifically evaluated using statistical optimization techniques to enhance sustainable and affordable farming practices.
He underscored that these recommendations are anchored on stronger academia, industry, government partnerships, stressing that statistical research must translate into measurable national development outcomes. Earlier in his opening remarks, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Babatunde Kehinde, represented by the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Development, Professor Olawale Dairo, noted that the lecture was the second from the Department of Statistics and the 9th in the College of Physical Sciences. The Vice-Chancellor further commended the inaugural lecturer for his service to the university through various committees and his contributions to national development.
Leadership.